color your Easter eggs this year the natural way by using nature's own palette. This is another great activity for you to involve your kids with. And again, it can relate back to gardening a little bit. But what we're doing, we're actually dyeing our Easter eggs using vegetables that we can grow in our garden or get at the grocery store. And to start with, I want to tell you what you need to use. Obviously, you need to have your vegetables. You need to have your eggs for boiling. You also need some vinegar and then your utensils. And let me show you a little bit some of the ones that we're using. First of all, we're using a yellow onion. And again, it gives you a yellow color, which will come out like this on your Easter egg. We also have red cabbage, and you use about a half a head of cabbage, and that will give you your blue color. And we've got some of the dye here in the jar. And then lastly, we have a red onion, and that will give us our green color for our Easter eggs. So you can see we've got a great range of color and a lot of pastels that really are timely with Easter. Now the first thing that you want to do is take your vegetable, and we're going to demonstrate with using a yellow onion. And what we've done is we've just placed several layers of onion skins here in 1 cup of water. And we want to boil that for about 5 to 10 minutes. And again, that's just several layers of the onion skins, and you can see that we've put in the outer layer as well as several layers in towards the center, so we've got a good range. And again, we just want to boil that for about 5 to 10 minutes. And once we've got it boiled, just make sure you stir it up real nicely. And you can do a couple of things. You can leave the onion skins in there, or you can strain them out. You can pour them in another dish, and probably you'll want to add a little bit more liquid even to start with and more onion skins, because if you don't have enough to submerge the eggs, you have to worry about getting stripes halfway through. But once we've got that cooling down a little bit, you just add a couple of tablespoons of vinegar. And we're just going to leave our onion skins right in the center. And then we want to make sure we stir that up real nicely. And again, the onion skins will give us the yellow color. Now you can experiment several ways in doing this. You can even try to use some other vegetables or even some of the plant material from outside. But once we've got it stirred up, we take our boiled egg and we'll just place that halfway, because that's really the size that we have as far as our liquid. It's only going to cover half of the egg. Now this can be a fun way to do, but if you want it to be the same color, you need to make sure that you time the length that you use leave the eggs in there. And remember also that the longer you leave it will vary on the color that you get. And let me show you what we're talking about. On this egg here, we left this half in for a little bit longer, probably about 15 minutes, and we got a darker yellow. But we have a distinct line, and this side we left in a little bit shorter, and it's a little more pale. So you can make stripes like this, but again, you may want to time it if you want to get a little more uniform color. And you'll have some variation in it where it touches the onion skins and that kind of thing. And again, it's a lot of fun for the kids to play and experiment with, and it's a lot of fun for you to get involved with them as well. But again, we're starting to get a little bit of color on them. But the time that you leave them in there, and again, you want to make sure you boil it anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. But it's just starting to turn a tannish color now, so we'll have to leave them in there quite a few more minutes to get the appropriate color for it. Now let me recap for you what you need to have again. As a reminder, you want your eggs, the number that you need. The different vegetables that we used today were red and yellow onions. We also used red cabbage. We needed a cup of water, 2 tablespoons of vinegar, and then we boiled the eggs, put them in the product that we boiled for 5 to 10 minutes, and then added our vinegar and then soaked the eggs until they're the color that we want. So again, I want to remind you to maybe try and experiment this year. It's a lot of fun to involve the kids. Even the neighbor kids can come over, and it's a good project for everybody. And it's using nature, and again, it's a good opportunity for you to teach them a little bit about gardening as well.
We hope you've enjoyed this classic from the Oklahoma Gardening Vault. Remember, even though these tips and techniques are timeless, there's always something new to learn in the world of gardening. By subscribing to both Oklahoma Gardening and OK Gardening Classics, you'll have access to a wealth of gardening knowledge, both classic and contemporary.